What's up, everybody? Today I'm going to do an oil change and inspect the brakes. Yeah, I mentioned when we went to Tail of the Dragon that the back tires were either smoking or the brakes were smoking. We were getting some smells, so I'm gonna check the caliper pins. Maybe they're seized. I'm not really sure what it is. It is due for its oil change. I have driven it now 5,000 miles in 6 months. It's been quite the journey. I'm slowly making this car my own, and I just ordered the front and rear stabilizer bars, the sway bars. I have a red dot coming in for the front and a yellow dot for the rear. So I'm excited to install those when they come in. Really haven't had any issues. It looks like the clamp that I put on a few months back, it's still holding. It did make it back from North Carolina with no issues. So yeah, it's been real good ownership. So let's get started. Okay, so in order to complete this job, for the 2013 Mazda MX5, you're gonna need roughly 4.5 quarts of 0W20. I get it from Kirkland. I've tried Shell, I've tried a lot of the different brands, the name brands. I don't notice a difference. Bob is the oil guy. Forums do state that I think it's more about changing it more frequently, like every 5,000 miles. I'm sure the additives that different oils companies use, there are probably better ones like Shell or Mobil 1. However, if you just change it regularly, they all appear to be the same or within spec. So I'm gonna change this every 5,000 miles. So Kirkland was 18 bucks at Costco for a 2-pack. As far as the filter, yeah, I did some research and it appears the SuperTech filter gets really good reviews. It's metal body. So it's really nice, high quality filter. It only costs $4. So, which is strange because on the Sky Active, on the Mazda 6 and the CX-5, I use a genuine oil filter because it has different properties than the aftermarket filters and does do a better job filtering. But for the MX5 Miata, it looks like the SuperTech filter is pretty good. It is rated for 10,000 miles, but again, I'd rather change it more frequently. I don't really want to test that theory. You'll also need a crush washer for the 17mm drain valve for the oil plug. I just got these off of Amazon. I don't think there's really much to it. So yeah, as far as the procedure, I looked at the colored and light video and that seems to do a very good job, so I'm not going to get too detailed on it. But you just have to loosen the plug with a 17mm, then remove the oil filter and then install the plug and crush washer, torque to 25 pounds, and then put the oil filter back on. So I'm gonna try to do this without making a mess. Every single time I change my oil, I do try to say that I'm not gonna make a mess and something ends up happening. The last time I did it perfectly until the oil spilled on the floor because I was trying to put the old oil in the new oil and I made a mess. So fingers crossed we're not gonna make a mess this time. Okay, so I've got our 17mm. Located right there. I don't know if you can see it right there, but yeah, so right here. Okay, so I have loosened the oil cap. It's going to help it drain easier. And now I'm going to try to not make a mess here. I'm gonna try not make a mess here. Let's see. Oh well, it was a noble effort. So another thing I'm going to be testing is, am I taking 4.5 quarts out? But I'm curious how much oil this car has burned in the 5,000 miles. Okay, so while that's draining, I'm gonna go and take these tires off, and that should give me a little bit easier access to the oil filter. However, the oil filter can be done with the tires on or off, but I do like to just inspect everything, so time to pull the tires off. Okay, so I removed the front caliper. Note that it is a 14 millimeter. I was looking for the proper wrench to put on this bolt right here, and I just don't have it. So I just used some pliers and just held right here, and I was able to remove it. So let's see. You can check the slide pins now. But that looks pretty good. That one looks pretty good. I will re-lube them. You can see right here with the brakes, they both look like they have quite a bit of life left. So I don't see any issues. So I'm just gonna re-lube it and put it back together. And it looks like the oil is still dripping, so I'll let it drip for a little bit longer. On to the next wheel. Okay guys, I didn't film removing the oil filter. It was such a pain, it always is. But I did use this tool right here, and it expands and fits the filter, and then as you spin it, clamps down. So you just got to get a good grip on it and hand tighten it. And now the last step is put the crush washer on, which I already did. It's a 14 millimeter, I believe. And I'm going to tighten it to about 25 foot-pounds of torque and start filling it up with oil. Okay, now the easy part, adding 4.5 quarts of oil. Okay, so looking at the back, let's see. I do see, looks like even pad wear. Nothing again stands out, but rotor looks pretty decent. Oh, shiny. But let's see if these slide pins. Oh, that's moving. Yeah, they're moving really well. Pretty strange. Maybe the brakes just got really hot. But yeah, I'll take them apart and take a quick look and see how good they are. Okay, so this is one of the slide pins. Doesn't look too terrible. Nice and lubed. I'm gonna go ahead and re-lube it though. Might as well since I have it out. And here's the other one. Doesn't look bad at all. Now the fronts are pretty dry. I didn't get to film them, but they look pretty bad. I'm glad I was able to lube them. So maybe it's coming from the front. Who knows? But yeah, these back ones look pretty good. Okay, so here are the front caliper bolts. You can see right here. They're pretty dry. I mean, they're not terrible, but they could definitely. I don't even know if they've been ever maintained. But yeah, the rears seemed okay, but the fronts definitely were pretty dry. So I'm gonna go ahead and lube them and go from there. Okay, just like that, we are all done. All the slide pins have been lubed up, and I'm gonna check right now to see if that CV axle is leaking. No, it looks really good. Yep, I don't see any grease popping out, so you can see right there that it is still holding. So that's a good thing. I don't see any other leaks under the... Oh wow, look at all that dirt. Wonder what I hit. Man. Yeah, it probably needs an underbody wash. So now it's time for the first startup. Okay, and here we go. Perfect. Sounds really good. Check under the car for any leaks. It was dripping a couple drops of oil, but I think that was just residual. I don't think there's a clean way of doing that. Yeah, it looks pretty good. So I'm gonna say it's a job well done. Thanks for watching.